What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, a chilling story broke overnight out there in Clayton County, Georgia. And it's the story about a 20-year-old man who forcefully went to his ex-girlfriend's job, who's 19 years old. While it was during operational hours, he went in there, drew a gun, and kidnapped her in front of patrons and staff, where they called 911 when he left. A car chase ensued, and he's taken into custody while the 19-year-old young lady is dead. Now, I'm going to tell you something. We speak a lot about how the younger generations of men seem to be out of whack mentally. And this is one of those times. I mean, in the last 3 weeks, we've seen multiple instances of younger men, which would presumably have a bright future, being caught up in their emotions to where they just either kill themselves or just earn a one-way ticket to the plantation, which is prison. Now, I don't understand what's going on, and hopefully one day this thing will come to a head and we'll figure out what the main problem is. But in the meantime, check out this video. May this young lady rest in peace. This is sickening behavior.
Caitlin Pratt with our Fox 5 Atlanta team is following this story and joins us from Clayton County, Georgia here with the latest. Caitlin, as I mentioned, a lot left to figure out.
Yes, a lot of moving parts in this one, that's for sure. But here's what I can tell you. That suspected kidnapper, suspected killer, now in custody, and his alleged victim, an ex-girlfriend, unfortunately passing away at the end of this police chase. So let me walk you through exactly what happened late last night into early this morning. I'm standing here in Clayton County, and the video you're watching is in Clayton County where this pursuit ended. This all began about 10 miles away in Fayette County at a restaurant late last night. The accused, his name is Cameron Hopkins, 20 years old. He walked into that restaurant with a gun and took his ex-girlfriend at gunpoint, forcing her into his vehicle. It's a red vehicle that you see there at the end of this police chase. From there, those who were at the restaurant called 911, gave a vehicle description to police, and that's when officers were able to spot it and gave chase. Well, he didn't give up. He kept going. They ended up ending this pursuit using what they call a pit maneuver. Still didn't want to give up, started shooting at the police officers there in front of the high school in Clayton County. Instead of returning fire, they retreated behind their vehicles, ended up hearing more gunshots, they say, and that was the suspect, Mr. Cameron, firing at his ex-girlfriend. She ended up dying there at the scene, and then police deployed some sort of chemical agent to smoke this man out, so to speak, of the vehicle. He's now in custody, and that woman, she's not being identified just yet. This all happening late last night into early morning hours, so police want to notify her family members before giving her identity. Just a lot of moving parts, though, in this one. Just a sad situation for this one couple. That's the latest here live in Clayton County. I'm Caitlin Pratt. Back to you.
And Caitlin, have police indicated at this point if they plan to hold any sort of news conference or when they could provide, I guess, more details here?
Well, we have two situations. We have where this began in Fayette County. They expect to release more details later on today. And then, of course, so they're handling the abduction part, right? And here in Clayton County, they're going to be handling the shooting, the deadly shooting part. So we expect to get updates from both jurisdictions in just a few hours.
All right.
All right, guys, that was tragic news to wake up to. And I want to be honest with you. It's a lot more to this story that they didn't say, and I saw this on a article, and I want to read it to you. In this article, it's a small excerpt. Now, you've seen the news clipping of what it said, right? I want to read this small article where this guy right here, what he did is the second time he did this. Last year, almost around the same time last year, this gentleman right here, Cameron Hopkins, then 19 years old, did the same thing to this girl, but it had a different effect, and he had help. Look at this. All right, guys, let's get right into this. This is a small excerpt from the Fox 5 Atlanta news channel, and they didn't identify the victim on the video, but her name is Kalia Jones. Now, this talks about a previous kidnapping that happened involving, Cameron Jones, pictured here with the dreadlocks, and this gentleman next to him, who I'll get to in a second. But check this out. This is not the first time that officials say Hopkins kidnapped this victim. On July 16, 2022, almost exactly a year before this act of violence, police say Hopkins forced the then 18-year-old Jones into a car at gunpoint with the help of 33-year-old DeMarco Jennings. That's the man pictured on the left, folks. In that case, authorities say Hopkins approached Jones while she was sitting in her car at a Lovejoy Walmart parking lot, broke the car window, and pulled her out of the vehicle. Investigators learned that Hopkins abandoned his vehicle and forced Jones into the back of Jennings' car. At the same point, police said Jones escaped the back seat and ran to a nearby business. Both men were arrested in Albany and booked into the Clayton County Jail on charges of terroristic threats, kidnapping, and more. He was released on bond in September 2022. The investigation is ongoing. So that right there tells me he was out on bond for a previous kidnapping charge with the same victim. And it might have been the motive of him doing what he did this time, might have been trying to get her to drop the charges. But most likely she couldn't drop the charges because the state picks him up. And he's probably mad. This is probably a act of vengeance. I'm going to tell you something, man. When you see guys like this that do stuff like that, like wild kids throwing a tantrum, this right here is a buildup of not having no dad in your life or any type of real positive mentorship. Guys like this that beat women up and do stuff like that, a lot of times they have a vendetta against women because it usually stems from them having an issue with their mother for failing them to have a positive male role model around them, and they take it out on other women. I mean, if you really sit back and think about what I just said, a lot of y'all gonna be like, oh, that don't make no sense. It does. Just sit back and really think about it. There are a lot of boys out here where their mothers raised them, and then they get mad when they get older because there's so many things they don't know about being a man that when they get out in the real world, they're lost. Every kid that doesn't know their father always asks their mom, what about their dad? Information about him. I mean, that's not the premise of this video, but I mean, he has those traits. He's frustrated with something. And he just turned into a maniac. This dude right here should get no mercy from the court. You can't run around and just do this stuff. It's like people wake up nowadays and act like as soon as they get up and yawn, they act like they got a wire tethered to them and a joystick with the devil controlling it, and they just go out and somebody's playing GTA with them and they just going and doing it. It's like they live like outlaws and commit a bunch of lawlessness. You went into a restaurant with people in there and snatched her out at gunpoint with all them witnesses. What was you trying to prove? That's hate. Let me talk about this real fast. This previous kidnapping. You drove somewhere, had another car standing by with a 32-year-old man at that time. Because this is a year ago. 32-year-old man and you were 19 to support you with your devilishness. Think about it. He was going to let you put her in the car. Luckily, she escaped and ran. He was down with that. That man, 33 years old. That's the generation behind me. Right? Think about it. What would a 33-year-old man, 32-year-old man be hanging with a 19-year-old boy at that time? The generation that come behind us is messed up. They are. It's like between 20 and 30 something. It's like the same mindset. That right there tells me after my generation and then the generation that came in, it's a serious gap in fathering skills and a lot of male teaching. Ain't no way a 33-year-old man should be hanging with a 19-year-old boy, a 32-year-old man, a 19-year-old boy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It's messed up. This girl paid the ultimate price. I don't know the situation, but to me, I'm just giving my thing. It might have been like because of the she might have got locked, he might have got locked up, she might have left him alone, he might have found out where she was and then tried to get her again as an act of vengeance. I mean, nobody knows, but I mean, this right here is messed up. If a woman don't want you, she don't want you. That don't mean you a sucker and something like that. But stuff like this is simpish behavior, make you look weak. If she's your ex-girlfriend, y'all have nothing to talk about. You ain't got no title no more. Move on. This ain't the only girl in the world. Some of us can't get past the fog that's in front of our face. It's messed up. This young lady had to go like that. Shouldn't have had to happen. It's an ex-girlfriend. Long time ago, this type of behavior, when we was kids, it was frowned upon. Man, what you chasing a girl for? What's wrong with you? If anything, somebody would beat the hell out of you. Because they're like, yo, you making us look bad because we your friends and we hang with you. You can't be, you know what I'm saying? You better, yo, what's wrong with you? Kids used to check each other on some man shit like, yo, man, what's wrong with you? They had principles, a balance. It's like everything is off balance now. Just an imbalance in how we should and should not be. No male leadership. Like I said in my thumbnail, who's raising these demons, man? Where are they coming from? Uncaring. Don't give a damn about nothing. You don't do what I say, I'll make you do what I say. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I don't know what to say to the family, but I hope they find peace in this somehow or some type of closure. Because, I mean, they got a long road to recover. And that's the thing that these kids don't think about. Because you temporarily upset, you're going to take it out on somebody else. And it's going to spread a bunch of sorrow and pain that you want to inflict on just that victim because you had a problem with them. You hurt other people. You had no problem. You know, that wasn't even a part of the thing. This guy got pulled over, shot at the police. Didn't get the effect he wanted, I guess. Maybe she tried to get out the car because she escaped once. Oh, no, you don't. And turned the gun on and shot her in front of the police during a standoff. Think about that. Where did this desperation come from? I mean, I don't even know. Guys, I would just see you in the next video. Take care. Leave me some comments. I need your help on this. I can't understand this.